Hi everyone, and welcome to WaveNet's AIQ. My name is David Campbell. I'm the product manager for Modern Work. Today we're talking about updates from Microsoft World that affect our smaller customers, those that are 300 users and under. Some major changes that we're going to be discussing, including the new Copilot for Business license, some security bundling, and also a price increase coming in June. I'm joined today by Michael Sittig and Goodhart, who are our Microsoft licensing specialists. Welcome. Shall we talk around Copilot for Business?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the end of last year, Microsoft announced a new product, which was, it's being called Microsoft Copilot for Business. It launched on December the 1st, and it's the same Microsoft Copilot experience that our enterprise customers have been familiar with, but at a new and reduced price point for SMBs. The key takeaway on that is that it is exactly the same Copilot product that enterprises have already today, but just simply at a reduced price point for SMBs.
To give you an idea, the pricing starts around £16, 10 pence per user per month, paid on an annual basis.
And you can pay for that month to month if you like, but still with an annual commit, but just with about a 5% increase?
Yes, with a 5% increase.
So that's interesting. So it's the same as the Copilot that everyone was buying before, and just at a much lower price. I suppose the catch is that it's only companies up to 300 users.
Exactly. I think Microsoft recognizes that these smaller organizations still stand to gain a lot of value from AI, but accessing Copilot at the product price that it was previously was challenging for these SMBs and created a bit of a financial blocker. So releasing it at this reduced price point means it's much more accessible for SMBs.
Okay. And what we also know about is there's an additional 15% discount up until the end of March.
That's correct. Right. And even further discounts as well, actually, when bundling it with some of the Microsoft Business license types.
Okay. So if you were buying something like Microsoft Business Premium, for example, you can now buy Microsoft Business Premium with Copilot.
Attached, absolutely. And that will give you an even bigger discount than just buying them in silo.
Okay. So they get all the magic of Copilot. They're able to generate content, analyze data, summarize emails.
Yeah.
And they don't need the enterprise license at all, and it's priced for their scale.
Exactly. Right. It integrates into their 365 apps, their Word, Excel, PowerPoint in exactly the same way as it does for enterprises.
Okay, great. So, if a company is just starting out with a Copilot experience, WaveNet does offer monthly webinars on it. So we do some training every month. So keep an eye out for that if you're one of our customers, or sign up to our newsletters, and you can join one of our free monthly Copilot chat webinars. Let's talk around the security bundles, Defender, Purview, and I know there's some business premium SKUs coming out.
Yeah.
Michael, tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, exactly. So Microsoft has brought out some for business Defender SKUs. There's Defender for Business and Defender for Business Suite. Defender for Business Suite will bring a business premium customer all the way up to the same level of security as a Microsoft 365 E5 customer. So that's all the same functionality and security of the higher level licenses.
Yeah, essentially Microsoft has taken its best features from the Microsoft 365 E5 license for both security and compliance respectively, and created a bolt-on product which is specifically available for customers that license their users with the Microsoft 365 Business Premium license. What that does really is it gives these SMBs access to enterprise-grade security and compliance software at, again, a much more affordable price. So really great move there from Microsoft.
And I think the timing of these security bundles, it aligns to Microsoft Copilot's advantage over the other LLMs. I think the reason that enterprises are choosing Copilot as opposed to some of the other large learning models like ChatGPT or Gemini is because of that security that comes with Microsoft. So I'm guessing that's probably the reason why they're bringing out these security bundles into that SMB suite.
Yeah,
and the timing of that.
Definitely. And another thing to add on that as well is you can buy those products separately. So you can buy Microsoft 365 Defender for Business Premium or Microsoft 365 Purview for Business Premium separately. And the rate for that is $10 per bundle per month per user. However, if you opt to purchase both products at the same time, then Microsoft actually gives you an additional promotion. So rather than paying $20 per user per month, you can get them for $15.
And that's an area that I think Microsoft's particularly strong for, is the bundling. So now you can get your Microsoft Office suite with your security bundling, as well as your Copilot licensing as one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think working with partners like WaveNet is super important, because we can assist with the data assessment piece. If it's purview that our customers are looking at, we can help them with assessing their data and creating a data governance strategy, right through to deploying a full XDR solution with them through our CyberGuard division. So yeah, definitely something that we feel we're adding a lot of value to when it comes to attaching these products onto the business licenses.
So something like Purview, for example, I mean, one of its the reasons that you would deploy it is for things like data governance, to make sure that data isn't being leaked, because a lot of people that may be using shadow IT with things like ChatGPT, they might have seen the benefit of that, but where a lot of our clients are concerned because their staff are uploading, you know, potentially confidential information into these learning models. So that's why we're seeing Copilot win in the market right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So we get the E5 level security stack: identity protection, endpoints, email defense, cloud app security, and compliance tools, but all at SMB pricing. And they buy the whole package and they get it a lot cheaper.
Exactly, precisely.
Exactly.
Right, let's now talk about the price increase. Right, it's coming up in June this year. Microsoft have announced it. Tell us which products are seeing this price increase, and probably more importantly, which aren't.
So unfortunately, and it is the less exciting news, there is a global-wide price increase which is affecting almost every Microsoft 365 product, from the E3s and the E5s right down to the business basics. However, and interestingly, the key product here to note that is not seeing an increase is actually Business Premium.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
Well, I think that Microsoft recognised the momentum around the adoption of Microsoft 365 Business Premium. You know, it is a fantastic SKU, and with the announcement of those two products that we've just spoken about there, I think it might contradict a little bit the momentum and the progress they've seen around that. So keeping it locked in at that price just, again, supports the fact that it is more accessible for these SMBs to move up to Business Premium and then attach on the Defender and Compliance bolt-ons as well.
Yeah, I think, you know, trying to make Business Premium a more affordable price by not including an extra price increase also talks to around the unique value proposition that Microsoft has from a Copilot perspective, right? So they're doubling down on trying to encourage companies to utilize Microsoft for security as well as their large language model.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just brings that jump from business standard to business premium that bit closer, because actually the price increases that we're seeing are in the realms of 7 to 10%.
Okay.
Yeah. The last time they had a major price increase was a few years ago, and just in the last year they've added 1,100 additional functions into the 365 catalog, and they're using the additional functionality that they've given to customers as justification for the price increase. And when you actually look at how much new functionality there is, I
think it justifies the price increase.
It justifies the price increase.
Now, we've seen things like Copilot Chat now, so anyone with a base Microsoft license now has access to this as free as part of their SKU. And we're seeing Copilot even being introduced into the apps, right? So you can do some level of Copilot within Excel and Word and PowerPoint now.
Yeah, as part of that new functionality, they have introduced Copilot chat functions and integrated them into the Office suite. So Word for creating documents, Outlook for going through all of your emails and helping to summarize, Excel for data analysis. They've integrated basic Copilot chat functionality into the Office suite. It's not the full Copilot functionality, but it is a good deal more than they had before.
Yeah, my understanding of that integration is that when you have the full paid-for experience, it utilizes your company data to curate its response to your prompt, whereas the free version just simply uses web-accessible data to curate its response.
And that's really another major differentiator to all the other sort of consumer-based LLMs, right, with ChatGPT and Gemini. with that work IQ, and that's a term that Microsoft's really hit home, right? It now understands how we collaborate. It knows that Ella and I communicate to each other, right? It knows who my superior is in the organization. So it's that intelligence layer that Microsoft offers as a unique value.
Yeah, I think the bottom line here is just Microsoft is pricing in all of these factors we've just spoken about. And unfortunately, it will come into play from June this year. So from the 1st of June, we will see these price increases. However, if your renewal isn't until after June, say November, you won't see that price increase until then. It's just for all renewals after June the 1st, they will be subject to that newer price increase for those products.
Okay. I think there's another reason we're seeing this price increase come in. While this AI momentum has just been sort of unprecedented, the investments and a lot of companies are really struggling to monetize that, right? They're spending huge amounts of money on data centers, on processing power. Microsoft alone invested $80 billion in the last financial year into AI, and it was $200 billion into its acquisition of OpenAI. That was its value. So it has to monetize, right? That someone's got to pay for that investment. And that's why we're seeing these price increases coming in June.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed that update. We do these updates fairly regularly. So if you'd like to find out more about what WaveNet's doing as far as AIQ goes and Microsoft updates, please look at our videos or please make contact with us. Thanks for watching.